1000. That's 218-284-1000.
35-7 is our score. There are 6 afternoon games today. On Thursday night, Minnesota Duluth. Boy, they made quick work of the Dragons last week. They went to St. Cloud State, and they thumped St. Cloud State 41-17 on Thursday night. That's at Husky Stadium. Halftime up in Minot, 24-7. The Beavers with the lead over the Marauders, 14-0, just getting started in Bemidji over Minnesota Crookston. In the Southland, the number 1 team in the country, Minnesota State Mankato beats up Concordia St. Paul 46-13. Southwest and Sioux Falls play tonight, so does Augustana Wayne and Winona Upper Iowa. Don, we're going to give you a break. I'll go on the road 2 in a row. First of all, at Mary next Saturday, I'll go on around 5:55 and get you set up for the Dragons game at the Bismarck Community Bowl. That's a audio webcast only at www.msumdragons.com. And then in 2 weeks, the trip to Fayette. That's a 3 o'clock start. And then the Dragons are back home for homecoming against the number 1 team in the country, Minnesota State Mankato, a 2 o'clock tilt here in Moorhead. 35-7, the Dragons having their way here in the first half. What are you looking for in the second half?
Much of the same for the Dragons. The Dragons need to stay balanced, play smart, take care of the football. As long as they can run the ball on offense and get off on every play, pick up 2, 3, 4, 5 yards, they shouldn't have a problem here in the second half. I don't think we're going to have now, I might be wrong. I don't think we're going to have consecutive 5-play drives that are less than 2.5 minutes for scoring happen in the second half. I think they're going to be a little more methodical. On the other side, Steve, Dosh and his Wolves, head coach Dosh over there, he wants to see some positive things. They need to run the ball before they can pass the ball. We saw that at the end of the first half. Mm-hmm. They can't run the ball. Well, then guess what? They can only try to throw the ball, and then you've got Woodsteichen, you've got Prozinski, you've got the D-line of the Dragons pinning their ears back and getting a chance to get after the quarterback. They need to see how they can run the ball.
All right, we're back with the second half kickoff right after this. You're watching live coverage of Dragons football.
Well, it finally happened, Zachary. Somebody burned down my she shed.
Nobody burned down your she shed, Cheryl.
Well, my she shed's on fire.
The she shed was struck by lightning.
Zachary, is my she shed covered by State Farm?
Your she shed's covered, Cheryl.
You hear that, Victor? I'm getting a new she shed.
She shed?
Mm-hmm.
That's wonderful news.
Go with the one that's here to help life go right. State Farm.
Call State Farm agent Dave Eggers at 218-233-1334 today.
Remember all the festivities after tonight, especially if you're an old Dragon football, volleyball athlete. We're having 100 seasons of football and 50 seasons of volleyball celebration. I know you're going to go to it tonight. This is really important to Minnesota State University Moorhead, and I know all the athletic directors, Chad Marcus, Doug Peters, Gloria Riopel, John Webking, Tom Berg, have all done a sensational job getting ready for what should be a fun time tonight.
Oh, I think it'll be an outstanding time. I just ran into, as I was downstairs, some former players. They're excited about tonight, too.
Zach Culbreth from his own goal line at the 10, and then he's going to get taken down at the 15-yard line. Boy, he stepped out of bounds on one at the 3-yard line, brings that one out, and then DeAndre Wade, a freshman at De La Salle High School down in Minneapolis. He weighs 151 pounds, soaking wet. Terrific tackle.
Very, very quick feet, and he had pitcher perfect. Folks, if you can see that on tape, that is a pitcher perfect textbook type of tackle in the open field, and he did a fabulous job.
So here comes Hunter Troutman. If you're the Wolves, you don't think you're out of this game yet, do you?
No, you can't.
Troutman in trouble. He's going to get out of it, and he's going to pay the price as he's going to go down. A 3-yard pickup on a scramble. The Dragons haven't had a ton of penetration. They've just done their job. It hasn't been this sack attack like we saw against Crookston.
Oh, no, but they have put enough pressure on the quarterback to flush him out of the pocket, thus making him a runner.
2nd and 7. He'll fire incomplete. I'm not sure if he was going for Jelani Davis or Dakota Larson, but I think he knew that Connor Schultz was about to kill him.
Connor Schultz was right in his face. Now, he pulled up right after the delivery on the ball, but the quarterback delivered the ball into an area that he had 2 receivers, but they were both about 8 yards away.
The Dragons show blitz. They bring 6. Troutman in trouble. He'll throw. It got deflected. One of the Dragons got to it, and that's a quick 3 and out for this Dragon defense.
There again, Wood Steikens pinning his ear back, pins his ears back, and is able to get a lot of pressure on the quarterback, making that play just blow up. They were trying to run a center screen there.
Bresnahan is by himself at the 40-yard line. Jacob Wiedrich stands back at his 2. He'll receive the knuckleball snap, and he's going to get off a low liner. Bresnahan's going to grab on the fly. Bresnahan takes a left-hand turn at the 25-yard line, and the Dragons are going to have sensational field position just inside the Northern State 25. That kid can fly.
About 25 yards on the return as he caught that ball on a line drive right at the 50 and was able to scoot his way up to the 25, about the 24-yard line. Brady Bresnahan, a nice job on that return.
Harvey Turner and Bresnahan are split to the left. To the right, Richter. Colgrove is the setback. He'll get the carry, avoids 1 tackler, still on his feet, and he'll go down at the 20-yard line. A little 4-yard snake job through the middle of the Northern State defense.
Great job by the offensive line to take their guys where they wanted to go up front. The defensive line getting a little bit of penetration, but the left side of the line, the guard and the tackle, were able to collapse that. Colgrove just had to find his way around that to pick up the 4 yards.
2nd and 6. This is Colgrove again. Denver. Oh, I think he was thinking touchdown, but he just got his shoelaces tripped up by Josh Coyle, a senior inside linebacker out of Atkinson, Nebraska.
And that was a shoestring tackle. Otherwise, that
Right
might
there.
have been 6 points.
Yeah.
Could have been.
Well, Denver doesn't have one today. Sinani lobbing. Richter, easy. Touchdown. That was too easy.
Too easy. That was a great strike thrown by Jacob Sinani. Richter runs a great route on the outside, pins his guy to the inside, and is able to beat him down the line. And Sinani throws a strike midway into the end zone.
Boy, that's supposed to be one of the better defensive backs in the league in Etienne Ezef. This is Chesvold. One of the Wolves jumped. Chesvold's not, oh yeah, he is bothered by it. He missed, but he might get another try.
I'm going to guess that he's going to get another try. The last time this happened, Steve, he didn't make it, so they didn't have to re-kick. That was the left side. This was the right side of the Wolves' defensive set for the extra point.
Encroachment, defense number 7. Half the distance, retry.
There we go.
Pittsburgh, California native T.J. Roberts on the far right-hand side, the top side of or the left-hand side of the screen as you look now, leaked across the line of scrimmage. So Chesvold will get another try. And this time he'll make the most of his opportunity. 13-18 remaining here in the 3rd quarter. It's 42-7. The Dragons have the lead.
This is Dragons Live.
Dragon Swim School is proud to offer year-round swimming and diving lessons with the lowest student-to-instructor ratio around. Lessons are available for all levels, including parent-child sessions and preschool. Help your child learn to love the water in a safe and caring environment with us at Dragon Swim School. Visit msumdragons.com/swim for more information. That's MSUMdragons.com/swim.
Last week, the Dragons were on the wrong end of a 60-7 result. This is night and day. Well, it was a night game last week, and a day game today. I'm not trying to be
funny,
a jokey jokester. Chesvold gets into it. This is Zach Culbreth, fair catching. Get your game day gear and more at shopmsumdragons.com. Right now, you can get 15% off all jerseys, but hurry. The offer is only available through September 24th. Get geared up and shop the official online store of the Dragons by visiting shopmsumdragons.com.
Steve, you bring that back to last week, looking at it this week, a complete turnaround for the Dragons again, but we remember what Coach Lockway said. He said, we got down and couldn't get ourselves back up last week. We just couldn't answer that call. Here, the Dragons haven't gotten down. They've gone up, up, up through this whole game.
DeAndre Taylor just missed. I mean, if you look at it, I hate using the word big early in the season, but you look at the schedule ahead. You got Northern State here at home today. The Dragons lost last year in Aberdeen. On the road to Mary. That's a better Mary team under first-year head coach Craig Bagnell. Then you go to Upper Iowa, and that's always been tough for the Dragons. And then you got Minnesota State Mankato. When you come home, this is Shaka Kelly loose. Shaka Kelly's going to spin, pick up 15 yards, and a first down. So I don't want to use the word must win, big game, but you only get 11 of these things. This would get the Dragons, unless something catastrophic happens, back over top of that 500 mark.
Right, and that's where they want to stay, and you want to be every week. You want to extend that lead over 500.
Troutman running, and then he's going to ditch it. Boy, Darius Wood-Steichen got blocked. One of the Dragons went down, then he did a little leapfrog.
Looked like he was a hurdler.
Oh,
well, I tell you what, he's a great athlete. He's just a great kid too.
So it'll be 2nd and 10. 12:46 remaining, third quarter. Here comes the train. I wonder how many Wolves want to be on that train heading south towards Aberdeen right now. Down 42-7. Troutman back to pass. Fires. Complete. Boy, he hit Zach Culbreth right in the middle of the field. That's 15 yards. That's what Hunter Troutman can do.
Oh, yes, and he delivered with time this time. He had enough time to be able to deliver that crossing pattern to Culbreth. And Culbreth, again, ran a great route, separated himself just enough to be open so that the quarterback could throw a strike.
I'm surprised it's only Culbreth's third catch this season. The Dragons run a blitz. There's a fumble, and it looks like the Dragons got it. Now Northern State's saying they got it.
And if Northern State ends up with it, it's because the Dragons' defensive backs were trying to scoop and score instead of get down on it and cover it. Little bit of a mistake on the defensive backs play right here.
Yeah, watch 21, Aaron Doan. Whoop. And now Doan, yeah, instead of scooping, he should have been diving.
Should have been just diving and covering it. It was an open field. It wasn't a scoop and score type of deal where it bounces right up into your hands. You got to just cover.
It was just a scoop.
Right.
2nd and 4. There's a completion, far side. This is Jelani Davis, and he's going to get a first down. Troutman with time looks pretty comfortable.
And he hasn't had it all game. The whole first half, the Dragons took that time and space away. Right now, they're playing a little more of a the defense is prevent instead of attack mode right now, it seems.
Northern State has they've had 2 impressive drives. One resulted in a blocked field goal. Another resulted in a Troutman to Larson touchdown. From this distance as well. Troutman throws incomplete. Zach Culbreth missed it, and then he got crunched by old Jerry Ray. Jerry Ray's not big. Jerry Ray's not big, but that's Doan, sorry. And Ray, excuse me, it was Ray.
Jerry.
He'll hit
Jerry
you hard
Ray.
when you're not looking.
Jay Ray, 160 pounds. He's a senior. There's another young man that is terrific individual when you have a conversation with him also. not only a very good football player and a great defensive back, but a great individual.
Troutman, pocket breaks down. Porozinski escorts him out of bounds. Colberth couldn't come up with it. It's third down.
And there was Jerry Ray again, out there on the coverage on the perimeter.
So it'll be 3rd and 10 for Northern State at the Dragon 28-yard line. A drive that started from their own 25-yard line. 11:25 remaining here. Third quarter. It's been all Dragons.
And it's 4-down territory. It's the Wolves have 4-down territory right here.
Out of the backfield, Shaka Kelly. He'll get it to about the 20. It'll be 4th and 2. I said a long time ago, field goals weren't going to win this game. Field goals in the pros, they both count as 3 points, but they just, for some reason, they count more in the NFL than at the collegiate level.
Oh, wow, that's because the defenses in the NFL are that much better, and the offenses are that much better.
And they get 100 plays.
Yeah, exactly. And when you get a chance to score, you take the points. You never want to chase them.
There's a completion. It's Tyken. Or excuse me, Strike. Strike grabs it. Taylor takes him down. Northern State converts a 4th down, and now they're going to have 1st and goal inside the Dragon 10-yard line.
Strite has been a great target tonight for Troutman. Very, very sure-handed.
It's his 4th catch so far today. Dakota Larson has the score. Shaka Kelly in the backfield behind Hunter Troutman on 1st and goal just inside the 10-yard line. This is Shaka. He'll get hit by Darius Wood-Steichen and a couple of his friends, and it'll bring up 2nd down. Again, the out-of-town scoreboard presented by the Shuck Bus Company rolling at the bottom of your screen.
The way Shaka was running that, he looked like he was a little bit loping. He wasn't running hard. It was like he was waiting for something to happen before he was going to kick it into gear. When you're in tight like that, you just got to go.
Here comes Larson. He's got to go, and he's going to get into the end zone. Touchdown, Northern State. When you got those kind of wheels, you got to use them.
They brought him in motion, and it was a quick toss, and Shaka just was a lead blocker for him. And yes, you're right. When you have wheels like that, you want to get them into open space. There it is, right there. You draw it up, one block, he makes the corner, and he's in the end zone.
Schockert on for the point after. Just gets it off, and he'll just hook it inside the upright. Still a lot of time left today. 10 minutes and 2 seconds left, third quarter. It's 42-14.
Herbert and Gerberts wants to know, what's your favorite sandwich?
My personal favorite is the Flash. It's got all that meat and that Italian flavor that I can't get enough of.
You know, the first time I was at Herbert and Gerberts, I couldn't decide if I wanted ham or turkey, so I got the Gerf. Got both.
I like the Pompeii because I like chicken salad, but it also has that sweet chili sauce.
Experience Flavor Nation for yourself with the classic, specialty, and signature menus at Herbert and Gerberts with 4 convenient FM locations, 1 in Bismarck and 1 in Grand Forks. Or order online and have it delivered at herbertandgerberts.com.
12 plays, 75 yards, 3 minutes, 16 seconds off the clock. Dakota Larson with his 2nd touchdown today, his 1st on the ground. Those are his first 2 touchdowns this season. This Wolves squad, like the Dragons, have not been involved in a close game this year. They lost 2 weeks ago, 38-14 at Bemidji State, and last week at home, they beat Minot State 42-16, so this is the first opponent Northern State's had that's not named the Beavers. It wasn't supposed to be that funny. But
right, okay.
Minot and Bemidji. It's your,
right, both Beavers.
It's your Beavers and Beavers.
Right. And when you look at the conference on the north side, those are 2 teams that Northern should beat.
Bemidji?
Well, in years
Bemidji's
past.
Tough.
Well, they're tough, but
they're tough.
over
25.
Yeah. Oh.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
okay. Then I missed that.
Tough. They're tough. Minot and Mary, the 2 teams in the West that
right.
you're referencing.
There
yes,
you
the
go.
Marauders and Minot. Yes.
Two teams that they should be beating on a regular basis.
I mean, if you're going to get your wins, right? We mentioned Duluth and then Mankato. It's these games right here. The Dragons, Northern. I'll bet you both of them woke up this morning and said, "We're going to win."
Yes. Yes, I would agree with that.
And you got to think that way.
Yep. Every morning.
It's different just because the Duluths and the Mankato's and even Sioux Falls, they've just been Winona, although the Dragons got Winona a couple years ago. They're just at a little higher level than the rest of the league. Everybody else, it's fair game, and if you're going to get victories and accumulate, they're the wins you have to have, such as today. That's why I was trying to say this is a big game without saying today's a big game.
Right, right. Getting a win is a big thing.
He's not the best color broadcaster in the country for nothing, folks. Winning is big. Chad Walthall said years ago, winning is hard, and it's hard and it's big.
It is. It's hard.
Third and 8. Every time I can get a Major League reference in, I'm going to take it. It's 3rd and 7. Here as we approach 9 minutes remaining third quarter. It's been all Dragons. They led it 14-0 after the first quarter. They led it 35-7 at the half. They're up 42-14.
And we were talking about getting back to a run game, balanced offense, and methodical here in the second half for the Dragons. Of course, that last drive was only 3 plays. We didn't get to see a whole lot. So
Sinani throws, incomplete. The Dragons won a flag, but that ball was tipped. I think Huber got a finger on that ball, and that's why Ezef is not going to get charged right there, number 1, with pass interference.
For getting there early. He was there early, folks, yes. But Gorghuber did have a little bit of tip on that ball. Sinani just couldn't get a quick release on it.
So here's Oxendorf. He has not been a busy man today. His other kicking buddy, Chesvold, has. Dakota Larson has it's Zach Holbreth back deep.
The speed demon back there.
Well, they got a couple of them. Oxendorf. High, beautiful, spiraling kick. Lands at the 21-yard line. That's a 52-yard punt with no return. That's getting the job done.
That is after that shank that he had earlier today.
On the road next week at Mary, Bismarck Community Bowl, 6 o'clock. I'll have the honors of doing an audio-only webcast, www.msumdragons.com. In 2 weeks, there's still room on my bus. If you want to make
Iowa,
a
let's go
7-hour
to
and 15-minute
Fayette,
trip that way, down to Fayette. I love Fayette. It's just so far away.
Corn's awfully tall down there.
Oh, brother. Here's Troutman. Back to pass. In trouble. Fires and throws. That is a great job by Troutman, who finds his tight end, Spencer Johnson, for the 5th time this year. He also got a great block by Joe King, a redshirt freshman out of Pierre, South Dakota.
Yeah, and that was a strike that he threw under pressure.
And this is how banged up the Wolves are. Joe King sometimes wears 48 and he's a tight end. This is check that, it's Ness. He'll pick up 6 or 7 yards. But Joe King wears 48, catches the ball, then he'll run to the sideline, grab 71, and he's an offensive lineman because they're so banged up.
Right.
They got 2 guys that do that. There's the scroll of scores, and they are presented by Matt Buss. Good to have Matt Buss back with us, sponsoring our Dragon events this year. Here's a strike and a first down to Greg Lux. His 2nd catch this season, and it'll be first down just shy of the 50-yard line. It's now easier than ever to watch the Dragons on your TV with the Dragons app for Apple TV, Roku, Amazon Fire TV, and Android TV. Get the Dragons app today.
Little hold up here. I'm not sure why, but placing the ball and marking the ball, line judge was having a little bit of a problem.
Troutman, shoulder fake, throws, Incomplete. He was looking for Lux again on the far sideline. Good coverage by your guy, Jay Ray. He's just been a 4-year guy who's come in and played a solid cornerback position.
And his older brother before him did the same thing. Came here out of California, did a nice job, stays with it, just plays solid defense. He's always in hip pocket, plays great coverages, knows the defense inside and out, even all the changes that they've made, he knows it.
Troutman in the pocket. Doesn't want to go that way. Troutman fires. Incomplete. DeAndre Taylor timed that perfectly to separate the ball from Robert Vomachka on the near side. The other thing about Jerry Ray, every time he lines up against someone else, they're always taller than him, right? And
yes.
They weigh more than him.
He's 5'7", 151 pounds.
Maybe.
Yes. But he works hard, and he's just a bulldog out there at the corner position.
3rd and 10. Troutman stands in, fires, and hits Callbreath. And then he takes a pop from Shad Vida. But man, oh man, both Troutman and Callbreath knew they were going to get popped, and they both did. Watch this one, too. First Troutman, bam, and then Callbreath. Boy, Vita's lucky. He led with the head.
Hey,
apparently hit him on the head.
Yeah, he got him on the shoulder, and he got his face mask up enough that it wasn't with the crown of the head. So Callbreath, nice job hanging on to that ball.
Troutman to his right. Troutman goes down. What a job by Show. Show, the sophomore inside linebacker out of Winona, Minnesota, blew away his guy and then got the sack. That's terrific stuff. So it'll bring up 2nd and 12. Here as we roll through this middle of the third quarter, 6 minutes, 13 seconds remaining. It's 42-14. The Dragons are in command. Troutman with time, fires complete. It's a strike to Jelani Davis, and he's loose. He'll go down all the way to the 6-yard line again. When Troutman has had time, he looks really good in the pocket.
That was a strike right down the middle, and he did an excellent job of finding that receiver sitting in the soft part of that zone right in between the safeties and the outside linebacker.
Look at that, some signs of life from the guys in maroon and gold. 1st and goal for Northern State from the 7-yard line. Troutman throws. Touchdown. There looked like there was a whole boatload of touching and grabbing and
chicken fighting, as you said.
Fighting. That looked like a hole. Jacob Strike, his 3rd touchdown catch this season. Northern State's creeping back into this thing.
With the history that the Wolves have in the conference and how they play the game of football and how Coach Adash expects a lot out of his players, I didn't figure they were going to roll over and play dead. These Wolves are here to play. Now it's 42-21, and we've got over 5 minutes left here in the third quarter, Steve.
Yeah, there is a flag. I think it's going to be against the Dragons as Dan Fremling is going to go over and talk to Tom Dosh, and the extra point looks like it's going to stand. We'll take a break. The Dragons are up by 21.
With everything that happens in a day, it's nice to have options. That's why we're making it easier for you to get news that fits your schedule.
WDAY WDAZ News, first on at 4.
Working hard to bring you more breaking news throughout the region and weather that will impact your area, all at a time that works for you. The first in the region, your trusted team, keeping you informed when you need to know most.
WDAY WDAZ News, first on at 4.
Here we go, Don. You want to have some fun? This is the Gates City Bank My School Spirit Fan Camp. Thanks to Gates City Bank. Ask for a Dragons debit card, and they'll make a donation directly to MSU Moorhead Scholarships. Those are the fans on the other side of the field. They're trying to get some more spirit. They got a touchdown. Those guys are happier. It's Dragon Red shirts, right?
Dragon Red shirts, they look happy.
this ball's going to go into the end zone. The Dragons will start from their own 25-yard line. 42-21. Are you thinking, what's Steve Lockway thinking right now?
Again, exact same thing coming out of the locker room to start the second half, and that is balanced attack, move the chains, move the chains, move the chains. Like I said, we're not going to see a 3-play, 24-yard, 14-yard hookup for a touchdown this half. It needs to be methodical.
Bresnahan, watch out, near sideline. And he got escorted violently to the turf by Braden McNeary. And that's exactly what Northern State can ill afford, a 24-yard pickup. The other thing we haven't mentioned, and it's just because it hasn't been a topic of conversation this year, Dragons aren't turning the ball over at all.
No, and that's a good thing. That preserves the opportunities to win ball games when you're not giving your opponent the football. Keep it in your hands, methodically take it down the field and score.
Bresnahan, 6 more yards. There's that extended handoff you keep talking about.
Right, just a quick little hitch to Bresnahan as he stands behind the line of scrimmage. It's a forward pass, so if it goes incomplete, it is an incomplete pass, but he's got a one-man blocker out there, so it's like a one-man screen extended out, and that's Richter, and he's able to engage with that cornerback. The inside safety and the free safety are the other two guys that have to come up from at least 10 yards away to make the play.
And then you got Simons. And then you got Simons. First down. He'll pick up 6 yards. I mean, the Dragons had 2 fumbles last week. I don't care if they fumbled no times last week. They were going to get beat by Duluth, outclassed by Duluth.
Right.
They didn't turn the ball over against Crookston. 1 going away. They haven't turned it over today. Northern State's turned it over, got a field goal blocked, and the Dragon offense has just been in second gear for most of today.
Oh, yeah. And here we're seeing a methodical game plan.
Simons again. Nowhere to go that time. Coming up and giving him a smack to the ground is Brady Fieldgis out of Lemoore, North Dakota. You mentioned Tom Dosh. He likes to visit the great state of North Dakota.
Great state of North Dakota, and he has a lot of local talent out of the Fargo, West Fargo, Cheyenne, Fargo North, Fargo South, Fargo Davis.
Jacob Weidrich.
Yeah, there you go, out of Moorhead, Jacob Weidrich. Exactly.
2nd and 10. Fake to Simons. Sinani in trouble. And the kid throws it away. That is great recognition. He knew he was going to get popped by Noah McPherson, and he did the right thing.
Just get rid of it, throw it out of bounds, live to play another down. And like I've said it about 4 times today, that's just it. Instead of taking a loss of 10 or 12 yards, here they still have 3rd and 10 from the 40.
Down to the 3:36 mark of this third quarter. The Dragons up by 21. Here come the Wolves. Sinani unloads it to Simons. Zach could not get away from Preston Dressler. Good open field tackle by Dressler. Is going to bring up 4th and 5. This is decision time for Steve Lockway.
I don't think it's a place that you're going to punt, and I'm not sure we're going to see a field goal try. I think he's going to go for it. If nothing else, try to draw the defense off sides.
The Dragons are 1 of 5 on 4th down in their first 2 games. Sinani throws downfield and it's incomplete. Good coverage that time by T.J. Roberts, and Northern State gets what they absolutely needed, and that's a stop.
And they wanted a stop, and now momentum has turned a little bit in favor of the Wolves right now. The Northern State Wolves, they've scored on their last possession, and now they're getting the ball back again. So, hey.
They're doing what Steve Lockway told me in his office a couple hours ago that the Dragons didn't do, and that was manage adversity. The Wolves were down 42-7, and now it's 42-21.
Picking themselves off the turf and getting back into the game.
Kelly absolutely nowhere to go. The Wolves are going to lose 5 yards as Aaron Doan sniffed that out as if he was in the huddle.
Oh, and Aaron Doan wrapped him up immediately. He took one step after he caught that ball, and Shaka had nowhere to go. Great defensive recognition by Aaron Doan.
And now Shaka Kelly's hurt. He'll take his helmet off here at the 2:33 mark of this third quarter. 42-21. So Shaka Kelly, a 5'10" 225-pound senior. He's not been one of those outstanding running backs. He's just been solid for his couple years that he's spent at Northern State. They haven't been a great offense, throwing the ball or running the ball. Back when you and I were broadcasting, boy, they had a guy named Tyrone Morgan. That guy could run like the wind.
And he followed his blocks, and when he planted that foot and cut, he picked up big chunks of yardage.
Kelly just in a little distress on the other side of the field. It's 2nd and 14. Troutman back.
Flushed again.
Domick chased him. Now it's Gerald Smith's turn. This ball is tipped and out of bounds, and Troutman really got hit hard into his sideline, but he's going to bounce back up and live another day.
On the sideline, trying to make something happen. Just nobody open downfield, and he ran a good 25 yards just to deliver that ball. He might have been better off taking 3 or 4 steps, throwing it out of bounds.
It's 3rd and 14. Troutman has 2 receivers to his left and his right. Ness, nothing. Jerry Ray, perfect. Textbook tackling on the far side.
Open field breakdown right there. Jerry Ray steps up, recognizes that the receiver caught the ball out on the edge, and he breaks down and makes a great tackle. Not a big guy like we talked about earlier. Where did he tackle him? He wrapped the legs up. He was knees and below. All he did was wrap those legs up. You don't have to be big to bring down a big guy if you wrap the legs together.
Weidrich, another high spiraling kick. Bresnahan will make the catch. Just a 30-yard punt. Dragons get the ball back, Don, and I don't want to go crazy here. Hold on a second, seriously. It was 42-7. This game was over.
Yep.
Now all of a sudden it's not over. Northern
Right.
State has picked their chins up. It's 42-21. The Dragons needed to stop there.
Yeah, at the 13-18 mark, Sinani connected with Richter for a 14-yard touchdown to make it 42-7.
Ball game.
You're thinking Northern State Wolves, Tom Dosh and his team have battled their way back to now cut it in half, and with a stop here and a score, now they put pressure on.
Yes.
Here's where I'm saying this is where the Dragons have to run the ball successfully, move the chains, and get first downs. Burn up the clock. You can't give this team too much time.
Scotty and I had many a conversation. There's 16 minutes and 29 seconds left. I understand what you're saying. You can mix in a steady diet of running, but I don't think clock burning is in Steve Lockway's mind, honestly, yet.
Well, it doesn't fit the mode of operation with the offense that they like to run.
Like this, Bresnahan, first down. I think until it's clock burning time, maybe at the 5-minute mark or the 7-minute mark, up by 3 scores. I think this is still pedal to the metal time.
Right? They're going no huddle, of course. They're going no huddle, but I mean it was 1:29, and now we got a first down. Yeah, there's hardly any time coming off the clock at all.
Sinani escapes and then goes down. I know what you're saying, and a lot of people watching this telecast would say the same thing, but they just don't. I mean, I've seen a little more football than you have in the last few since we did radio together.
Right. Yep.
This is just the way the Steve Lockway offense. If they're not going full board, they'll go backwards. So he knows his offense. It's not that he's trying to shove it in their faces. This is what we do.
So keep doing it.
So keep doing
Yeah,
it. Now,
don't
when the
change.
5-minute comes, then you're going to see more of this.
Right.
Grove ahead, and that'll probably burn up the rest of the third quarter.
Sure.
I understand where you're coming from. It's just not what they do. Make sense?
Makes sense. And if that's not how, or it's not in your repertoire, I guess that's true. You've got to do what you do and what you do best. And if that's get up to the line, no huddle, try to keep the defense on their heels and move the ball that way, great.
Yeah, I've seen it before too, where a team will do the hey diddle diddle, go up the middle, and then punt, and that's just not good enough. For the Dragons to move the chains, it's got to be this second gear kind of thing.
More up-tempo and no huddle and all of that, sure. I'll agree with you on that too, Steve. I just maybe resort back to some of my old mentors in the game of football and the approach that we used to take. You know, and how you could salt away a game. You got up and you're up 3 touchdowns, and you're in the second half. You should be able to salt that game away. They might get one on you if you fumble or something, but typically you're going to take it down, and it could be a field position type of deal, but you're able to salt it away. Maybe give up a score, and you win by 14.
Ike Pomela is the injured Wolf, and good for him. He's up, and he's getting off the field under his own power.
Yep.
I think they're going to wind the clock, I believe, and that should do it for the third quarter, correct?
Yes.
Now they're going to wind the clock, and I would be very surprised if Steve Lockway ran a play. Right, he's got 2 hands up. This is the management of the clock that you were suggesting before. This I agree with. There's no reason to run a play right now.
No, of course not.
So end of 3 here in Moorhead. The Dragons up once by 35. We'll take a 21-point lead into quarter number 4.
That's the end of the third quarter.
Prosperity is today's investment in tomorrow's promise. The promise of a better way of life. With every act of kindness, every act of creation, and with every act of love, we strengthen our community. And when we stand together as a community, we accomplish the impossible. We can choose to pass through life, or we can choose to pass on a better way of life.
John Webby Webking is the executive producer of Dragons Live. Alex Nelson is our director. Steve DeStatio and Don Groth back with you high atop Alex Nemzik Stadium on I would say this is a gorgeous day. The sun's not shining all the time, but it's not raining, and it's still AC weather here in Moorhead, and the scoreboard makes a lot of the home people happy.
Oh, no doubt. With the Dragons leading 42-21, that is a nice and pleasant thing to see if you're a Dragon fan.
435 yards of total offense for the Dragons. They've run 65 plays, to our point earlier. Northern State has run 62 plays. Those are end-of-the-game stuff in the NFL. Still, right?
Right.
Still a whole quarter
exactly.
To play.
Yep.
Here this afternoon. 3rd and 4 for the Dragons from the 42-yard line. Sinani fires, complete. He had to put that ball in a tight window, and the Dragons are going to move the chains.
There again, hitting Richter on a quick slant, just enough to pick up the first down. And we talked about it at the break, Steve, how that's how they salt this game away. They have to do the things that they do best, and that's up-tempo, move the chains.
Now to the ground, and Colgrove doesn't get much. He'll pick up a couple. He was trying to go behind Andrew Erickson, the right tackle out of St. Croix, Wisconsin, playing close to home, or a lot closer to home last week up in Duluth, and saw him and his parents after the game, and 60-7. It just wasn't the best day for the Dragons. Sinani wants to go up top. Throws, incomplete. Grady Bresnahan's looking for a flag, but I don't think he's going to get one. Brady Thielges on the coverage.
Again, Sinani just throws that one away on the sideline.
It's fine.
Yep. Now it's 3rd and 9. 3rd and 9, manageable.
A punt isn't the worst thing. A turnover, that's not good. Wolves show blitz. Sinani throws, wants it all. Sweet, got turned around.
Little misconnection on that, and Sweep, I think he looked to the inside first. He should have turned to the outside because that's where that ball was being thrown, to his outside shoulder.
Chance Olson was employed defensively, and now it's 4th down. It's one of those, you're not going to kick a 51-yard field goal. You're not going to punt from the 33, so why not go for it? 4th and 10 for the Dragons. A whistle, and Northern State has to take a timeout. We will as well with 14:04 left to go.
Libby here with another lesson.
Okay, gotta make a list. Pay cable bill, research car insurance rates, get groceries. And my student loan payment is due next week.
You look stressed. If you're worried about money, try riding that bus.
There is a bus stop pretty close to my job. I could give it a try.
Awesome. More conditioner?
Thanks a lot.
He learned his lesson. Join us and take the challenge to ride green.
Don, you were telling me something off the air. Tell it to our faithful fans.
Well, guessing that the Northern State Wolves took a timeout because they had too many men on the field. The other thing is that they didn't like their defensive set against the offensive lineup that was out there. They had 3 wideouts. The Dragons had 3 wideouts to the left, whereas Northern State Wolves had only 2 guys in the vicinity. They had a safety high and a corner that actually was out there looking at 3 guys himself. So they needed to do something. I believe they had 12 guys on the field right before that timeout was taken.
You're down 21 if you're Tom Dosh.
Extra player really helps you. If you can get by.
Yes, but
I'm kidding.
You can't give up a free play. You can't give up a score here. 4th and 10, a must for Northern State, and Sinani's going to pooch it. Oh, the old pooch job! Look at this.
Down to the 10.
There's a flag on the field.
Perfectly executed.
There is a flag. I didn't see that coming.
Well, and if we had a replay, we'd be looking at one of the receivers maybe was in motion.
I want to see this. Let's let Dan Fremling tell us. Dan.
Oh, encroachment.
Dan, 100 seasons of Dragons football tonight. Got to get to the celebration.
Oh, I was going, what are you talking about there? Here we go. Here he comes.
Encroachment on the defense. Penalties decline. Play, 1st down, Northern.
Interesting that he declined.
No problem.
Well,
Steve Lockway declined. It could have been 4th and 5. Here it is again, little pooch. That's perfect. That's the best 21-yard kick you're ever going to see.
Beautiful. No return. Net 21. Perfect.
So Northern State gets the ball back. What we're referencing is the 100 seasons of Dragons football and the 50 seasons of Dragons volleyball. We're all asking for encouraging all former athletes that played for MSUM, such as Don Groth, to head on over to the Brutus Brick House down 8th Street in Moorhead. It's a nice place, and I'm sure that's going to be a good time.
Yeah, and I believe they have live music going tonight. A little bit of everything going on down there.
Johnny
so it'll be good
Band.
social. Yeah, be a good social time.
Troutman from the end zone. Fires complete. He'll hit Robert Vomachka out of Gregory, South Dakota. Again, Troutman with time, and he just fired a strike. But Dakota Larson.
Again, Dakota Larson. On that crossing route, he has that speed to get the separation. Troutman lands a strike right on his chest.
Yeah,
great play.
85, not 83, thank you. Troutman gobbles up the snap from center. Porozinski almost gets him. Shaka Kelly, who was just injured a couple of moments ago, is back in. This will be a first down for Northern State. Still 13 minutes remaining in this game.
Give credit to Jerry Ray again on that tackle on Shaka Kelly. Shaka Kelly, 5'11", 225 pounds. Again, Jay Ray, only about 151 pounds. Puts a tackle on the guy right on the perimeter. Nice job, Jerry Ray.
Now here at the bottom of your screen, Jay Ray against Zach Colbreth. Troutman, again in trouble, again fires and incomplete. That would have only been a yard pickup.
Kind of amazing that the Dragons are getting that kind of pressure, that kind of movement up front on the defensive line, and that offensive line for the Wolves. Think about this, Steve. How many flags have we had? Very little. And I can't remember a holding call yet today. That's excellent play by their offensive line, especially when the defensive line is pinning their ears back and getting that kind of jump on them.
Troutman, again under duress. It was Gerald Smith. Troutman will get bopped out of bounds by Casey Paskey. And I am glad that Dan Fremling and his crew did not throw a flag, because Troutman just leaned back. Watch this again. Here comes Troutman right into your living room. Come on, Hunter. And it looked like, oh, maybe he did get him out of bounds. I thought Troutman was leaning back to his left.
Well, he still had both feet on green when the collision happened. He had not stepped out of bounds yet. Both feet were still in the green, in what I saw.
Okay, 3rd and 9. Troutman, complete. That's Jelani Davis. He's short of a first down. This is going to be 4th and 1.
Great arm strength again by Troutman. I'm seeing this, and when his offensive line is able to give him some time, he can zing this ball.
Oh,
great pass and catch.
I'm sorry, Don. They gave him the first down. They looked like they were going to mark that ball at the 50. They just...
Oh, he was over the 50.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
I thought we were in New England for a moment.
when he made his break on that ball, the receiver, he was over the line of gain.
Troutman, near side, Colbreth. Colbreth with a stiff arm on Doan. What Grady Bresnahan is to the Dragons, Zach Colbreth is to the Wolves.
Both shifty, great feet, great hands, and they do a nice job of finding that wiggle room on the perimeter to pick up positive yardage. Troutman, Steve, right now, looking at that, he's 19 of 33 with 1 interception, 233 yards, 2 touchdowns, and his long throw has only been a 33. So he does have that arm strength.
Like there.
Yeah,
overshot
just
his
a little bit
receiver there, strike.
Yeah,
that kid's got a cannon.
Oh, yeah, he can throw the ball.
So it'll be 3rd and 5. Exit stage bench goes Jelani Davis. Into the game is another tight end. It's Spencer Johnson, number 88. 3rd and 5. It's getting loud below us. Here's Troutman rolling to his left. Throwing, he's got a man. It's Dakota Larson, and he's going to have a first down. He stepped in front of DeAndre Wade, and boy, there's still a lot of time left on. Northern State punches it in. There's going to be some nervous Dragon fans downstairs.
Exactly. Tom Dosh is getting what he wanted from his team. They got a stop on defense, made the Dragons punt, and now they've been able to methodically get down the field, looking at the end zone.
Shaka Kelly, that's going to go nowhere. They've won this half, Northern State.
Yes.
The Dragons crushed them in the first half. Northern State's won this half. The question is, was it a mountain too tall to climb?
Right. Agree.
Kelly remains in the backfield. Colbreth on the near side with Jerry Ray. Kelly sent in motion. Pass complete. That's Jacob Strite again. This will be another first down, and this will be 1st and goal for Northern State. Watch this missile.
Just a zinger right between the safety and the outside linebacker that had him in coverage. Great placement. Accuracy, as they call it. Great accuracy.
Kelly moving the pile. Strand puts his helmet on his ribs, stops him at the 5.5-yard line.
And that's the first time that I've seen Kelly actually run with some speed and get upfield. He's been a lot of lateral movement and a lot of like high stepping, but not planting those feet and really digging in and going downhill.
2nd and goal, caught the 6-yard line. Troutman throws. Was that ball intercepted? It was. Was that DeAndre Taylor?
Yes, it is.
A killer for Northern State. I saw the pattern run by Dakota Larson, and so did DeAndre, his 2nd interception this season.
Yeah, he pinned this one right on the edge.
Did you see him turn around, Don? Not once, but twice. Right when the ball was snapped, his head was at the quarterback. He ran a couple yards, turned his head around, and you know what? The football was right in his hands.
Oh, exactly. Even though Dakota Larson had gotten 2 steps on him, he still had the recovery, but I think he might have goaded quarterback Troutman into throwing that ball.
Now the Dragons will go to the ground. Zach Simons picks up 8 yards. 9 minutes, 7 seconds left to go, and the Wolves just did the Dragons a favor. They just chawed some time off that clock.
They chewed up a ton of time on that.
2nd and 2 for the Dragons. Sanani, give. Simons again. He's going to have a first down. Let's go downstairs to Alexis Kennedy.
Hi guys, coming into this 4th quarter here, we had a little bit of a mood change on the offensive side for the Dragons. You had a young Jacob Sonati trying to liven up his bench, hype them up, as well as Rob Hunt came over and told his men, don't back down. This is not the time to back down, guys.
Thanks, Alexis. Absolutely.
Excellent.
Yeah, I mean, I love seeing young Jacob Sonani mature, become a leader. He's not just this freshman quarterback last year. Maybe he's going to be the leader of this team. That's good to see.
He needs to take over that huddle every time and the sideline for his offense.
Here's Simons again. He'll churn and pick up 3 yards, and the next play will be run under the 8-minute mark.
And now I like what I see.
Now you're
run
seeing
the ball,
a little more
3
of the
yards,
clock.
3 yards, 3 yards. You know, 3-4 yards a crack, and you've got a first down every 3 plays. You might have to sprinkle something in there, like a little pass.
Watch when this ball is snapped. 14, 13, 12. Okay, 8. Sanani slides into second base at the 45-yard line.
Brings it 3rd and 3.
Yeah, but before, Don, there were 25 seconds remaining on the play clock.
Right.
Now with 8 remaining on the play clock. Now I'm convinced Steve Lockley's looking at the clock.
Thank the Lord he's looking at the clock that way now, and he's saying, okay, we can still do our no huddle. We can still keep the defense out there. We can still keep the clock running, but we need to slow it down a little.
Now I'm convinced he's in time management mode. Under 7 minutes to go, 5 on the play clock. That ball was snapped with 1 second remaining. Sanani going deep. Richter was out of bounds. Etienne Ezef on the coverage. The question is, was Richter out of bounds when Ezef made the contact? It looks like he was.
I'm going to guess what I saw with my eyes, Steve, is that about
pass interference on the defense, number 1. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
At about the 41-yard line going in is when Etienne put his hand right on his shoulder and actually pushed him enough that it broke his stride and he had to step out of bounds. So that's pass interference.
Or is it illegal contact?
No, it's pass interference because the ball was going to be thrown, or was thrown, just a couple seconds after that.
Colgrove He'll pick up a couple, then he'll get thrown down by Ike Pomela. All the injured players that we saw go out have all re-entered the game, so we haven't seen the serious injuries like we've seen 2 weeks ago.
And that's excellent. Like we talked about 2 weeks ago, we hate to see any player, I don't care whose team, I don't care what position, hate to see any of these kids, any of these players go off the field injured, end up having to go in a ambulance. It's awful.
Here's the coach's cam. Steve Lockway thinking about that clock. Coach's cam is presented by BSN. MSUM's Nike and Under Armour partner is BSN. Fumble. Who got it? Denver Colgrove coughed it up. The guys in white are pointing in the white direction. The guys in gray are pointing in the gray direction. Isn't that usually how it is?
And now all you see is gray shirt hands pointing. No white shirts pointing at all.
I'm going to let Dan Fremling be the judge.
Yeah.
He's got stripes on. See that? It's Northern State ball.
There you go.
Northern State's going to hip and holler. The problem now is they still have momentum on their side as we watch Colgrove get hit. Oh, Ike Pomelo stripped that ball away from him.
I
they
look
only
back.
have just under 6 minutes left to go.
Right, and I look back to what happened like in the first half, Steve, where the Dragons scored in a minute 17, 5 plays. 5 plays, 56 seconds, score. 5 plays, 79 yards, and a score in a minute 29. That's only 3.5 minutes and 3 scores. It can be done. I'm not saying it's gonna, but you do have a wide receiver, you have a quarterback that have a lot of connections today.
Troutman hooks up with Dakota Larson. That's Troutman's 20th pass completion this afternoon. And they got the ball in Dragon territory, and this is going to be driving Tom Dosh nuts. The Wolves were ready to go, and Adam Jones said, not just yet. Knee-high snap. Troutman throws over the middle, complete. He's got Ness, and he'll pick up 8 yards. Quickly to the line goes Northern State as Hunter Sal will check in for the Dragons, and exiting towards us is Jordan Magnuson. 2nd and 2. Troutman fires, incomplete.
Again, pressured by Przinski. Great job by the defensive line of the Dragons to get pressure on him and not let him get comfortable back there. That time that was a pressure throw that he threw high and long down the middle.
Third and 2 for Northern State. They'll go to the ground, and Jackson Ness doesn't get the first down. Now it's 4th and 1. This isn't really in the comeback scheme of Tom Dosh. Fourth downs are not in an equation with the clock running of a 21-point comeback.
Oh, gosh, you don't want any of that. No. There's too much thinking that has to go on when you're running a 4th down play.
Probably a must-have for Northern State. 4th and 1. Troutman fires over the middle and complete. He hits Jacob Strite, and Northern State continues this drive.
Those 2 receivers for Troutman are terrific. Strite and Larson, both. They could play on any team in this conference. They are that solid.
Troutman throws complete. This is Shaka Kelly out of the backfield. He'll pick up 8 yards. He'll stay in bounds. Michael Strand in on the coverage. Haven't mentioned his name a lot this week or last week. He had a big first game against Minnesota Crookston.
Yes, he did. He had a huge game as he moved up to that outside linebacker position.
2nd and 2. This is Troutman. He'll fire. That ball might have gotten tipped by Magnuson. His intended receiver was Lux on the far side. This will stop the clock with 3:48 left and bring up a 3rd down.
And I'm going to say that the Dragon sideline feels a little less anxious right now. With 3 minutes.
13:48 left to go, yes.
Yes, 3:48 left, 3 touchdown lead. Yeah, they're a little more comfortable right now.
Troutman going to try to run for it, and he's going to dance. Did he stay in bounds? He did. He'll pick up 3.5 yards and a first down, and a great job by Troutman.
On the reach, he actually was sidelined, tiptoe down the sideline, tiptoe through the tulips, you could say, and he was able to reach out, put the ball out past the line to gain to get that first down. Nice job.
There ain't no tulips down there. There's no dirt.
Yeah, there's something red and white down there.
1st and 10. 3 receivers on the near side. Troutman calls his own number. Quarterback draw. Troutman still on his feet. He's going to have the first down. Looking to the end zone. He's going to go down. He fumbled the ball. Who's got it? The Dragons. 2 Hunter Troutman mistakes in the red zone.
Late in this game when they had opportunities the time before with the interception, and now with trying to make a play. When he's the quarterback, you got to be securing that ball with 2 hands. They talk about it in the pros all the time. One of the things you have to do as a quarterback, especially if you're going to be out in the open field, 2 hands on that ball, do not let it go. That time he did not, and he fumbled it away. So that's 2 big turnovers in the 4th quarter here that result in no points for the Northern Wolves.
As well as he has played today.
Yes.
Those are big-time teaching moments for Tom Dosh and this Northern State Wolves squad, because even though the Dragons have as an
unsportsmanlike on the northern bench, 15-yard penalty, first down.
Umbrellically, the Dragons have won this football game, obviously on the scoreboard, but in the 1st quarter they mashed Northern State. This is the fan cam once again, presented by Gate City Bank, My School Spirit. Ask for a Dragons debit card and they'll make a donation directly to MSUM scholarships. And now Northern State's bench, I think they were saying that Troutman might have been down before he fumbled, but there's no replay at this level, and the Dragons are going to have the football.
I'm going to guess that the ball came out on the initial hit down there at the 3-yard line.
Sinani gets licked by Noah McPherson, and let's see what Tom Dosh does. He's going to burn his first time out. So we'll take a break with 3:10 left to go. The Dragons nursing a 21-point lead.
Heading to Fargo Moorhead to get away and have a little fun? Book your room at the highly rated Microtel Inn & Suites. It's conveniently located just off 8th Street and I-94. Clean rooms and all the amenities you need to relax and recharge after a fun day out. Plus, when you wake up, you can enjoy a free hot breakfast. What are you waiting for? Book your room today at the Microtel Inn & Suites in Moorhead. Call 218-284-4022 or visit microtelmoorhead.com.
42-21, the Dragons lead. Let's take a look at our newsmaker of the game presented by the Forum of Fargo Moorhead, Don. How about Jacob Sinani? The kid has come in today, and he's going to earn his 4th victory. 22 of 33 through the air, 230 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. Sinani on the ground, 6 carries, 66 yards, and he's done just a great job. You saw Alexis Kennedy's report of him firing up his squad. He's been a leader as well today. Jacob Sinani is your newsmaker of the game, presented by the Forum of Fargo Moorhead. Call 241-5445 today to get the Forum of Fargo Moorhead delivered tomorrow. Sinani keeps it again. He'll take another timeout, Don. We'll keep it right here. It'll be a 3rd and 10 for the Dragons.
The newsmaker, well-deserved for Jacob. And not only did he manage the game well, he came out effectively throwing the ball, making all the throws he was supposed to. Misfired on a couple, nothing serious, but connecting for 3 touchdowns. Had a long play of 48 yards, over 200 yards passing. Managed the game very, very well.
Here's the thing, Donna, and it's Zach Simons, the last two ball carriers. The Dragons are doing this wildcat stuff and getting their quarterback out of harm's way. Simons, the last two ball carriers. So thank you, Alex, and the crew upstairs in Nemzik. But today was a big step of growing up for Jacob Sinani, in my opinion. There he is coming back in the ball game. He beat Mary, Minot, and Crookston last year. They combined for how many victories? This is a good Northern State squad. They're not going to win a national, not an NSIC, just a good win this will be for Sinani today.
Agree. This is a good signature win for him. A great competition.
Sinani going to keep it on the ground. Sinani, flag down. He's going to slide down, get the first down. It just seems like he's made all of the right decisions today.
That, again, was a great decision. Played the belly, gave the fake, boom.
And he got down inbounds.
Yes.
I think this is coming back, but still.
Yeah, I think it was a holding on the perimeter on one of our wide receivers.
Offense, number 4. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Repeat, third down.
Yeah, on the Dragons, right. The Dragons number 4, Colgrove, got his hands out, got a little bit too much jersey on the defensive end. Might have been the reason that Jacob was able to make that corner.
See, now I don't understand this rule. I'm never going to know this rule. The penalty was on the Dragons, but now the clock's running. This is not, I don't understand why Northern State gets penalized by losing 10 or 15 more seconds. Sinani's going to go down as he's going to get crunched. Not once, but twice, and now flags come in as one of the Wolves. I think it was Preston Dressler. He's been feisty today.
He is a feisty defensive player. Most of them are. Now, I don't think he's going to be flagged. I think it's going to be on the Dragons for a little extracurricular after their quarterback was sacked.
I'm going to guess Lazar's 74.
After the play, unsportsmanlike on the offense, number 74. It'll be half the distance, fourth down.
And you know what he was doing? He was protecting his kid.
Yeah,
there were
protecting
two
his quarterback.
Mauling him. What's Lazar supposed to do?
And they do that in hockey, and they get by with it. Not on the football field. You got to get away from the pile. You can't be doing anything after the whistle down there. And I don't know that they were mauling Jacob Sinani. They just were trying to
do.
They were trying to wrestle for the ball.
That's what Wolves do.
Yeah, I guess.
They weren't wrestling.
Dig around down on the ground.
They weren't wrestling. Oxendorf in to kick it away.
Woo!
He got out of the way. It's going to bounce. It's going to roll. And it's going to take some more time off the clock. Boy, just by that ball rolling, it took 5 or 6 seconds off the clock.
And that's a 40-yard net punt.
Perfect.
Nothing wrong with that.
No return, so now Northern State gets the ball back one more time with 2:08 remaining. 2:09 remaining. 42-21. The Dragons with the lead. So here comes Troutman. Troutman throws over the middle, complete. This is Ness. He's going to get a first down. We invite you here on WDAY Extra. We're going to make it an abbreviated postgame show, and that'll make room for UND Fighting Hawks football right here on WDAY Extra. Troutman, complete, fires another bullet. This is Vomachka, and that's going to be another first down.
Excellent toss again by Troutman, getting pressured from behind and delivers a strike. You said that the Fighting Hawks from UND going to be playing right after this down at Sam Houston State, Texas.
Boy, Vomachka was wide open, and he missed him.
And you've got the hands, Troutman's hands are on his helmet, going, oh, no. He delivered it just a little bit early with a little bit too much juice on it.
So this will bring up a 2nd and 10. 2 receivers to the near side for Hunter Troutman. He'll do what he's been doing all day, and that's scramble, and then he'll overthrow Jelani Davis. And this will bring up 3rd down with 1:24. This game won't get over. 3rd and 10.
It was moving along quite well, wasn't it?
The first quarter was an hour and 20 minutes, and now it's
wow.
10 of Sam Houston State. Yeah, I like holding, I keep track of those things.
You do. There you go. Got to get the other crew in and out.
3rd and 10. Complete. This is going to be a touchdown. Dakota Larson again, his 3rd score today. Northern State can celebrate all they want, but cut it to 15.
Yeah, and at halftime you would have said that they could have loaded up the bus and gone home. Coach Dosh would not let his Wolves stay down in that hole. They came out firing.
Extra point on its way, and good. 1:18 left to go. We'll step away. It's 42-28.
This is Dragons Live.
With everything that happens in a day, it's nice to have options. That's why we're making it easier for you to get news that fits your schedule.
WDAY WDAZ News. First on at 4.
Working hard to bring you more breaking news throughout the region and weather that will impact your area, all at a time that works for you. The first in the region, your trusted team, keeping you informed when you need to know most.
WDAY WDAZ News. First on at 4.
Put her on the camera.
Woo! Steve DeStacio, Don Groth. Alex, can we get this?
Hey, hey, hey.
Hey, there she is. Who's going to win today? Dragons.
Go Dragons.
That is the gorgeous. And thankfully, she looks a lot like her mom, Nora Webking, up here
Thanks,
in her
Webby.
booth.
It's awesome.
This is Jacob Wiedrich. That's grabbed by Michael Strand. And now the Dragons can just milk this clock. So once again, right at 6 o'clock, we'll be out of here by then. UND Fighting Hawks football, and according to Mr. Groth, at Sam Houston State.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I don't know that, so I'm leaning on you. You are picking me up where I don't have the 411 about UND Fighting Hawks football.
There you go.
If you say it, I believe it.
They are on the road in Texas.
All right.
The Lone Star State.
Is that? Oh, yeah. That's still FBS. Is UND eligible yet?
They are FCS.
FCS. See, I don't even know.
The old 1AA.
Okay. There's a Sinani knee. He's going to have to take 1 or 2 more, and that's going to do it. I like 1AA better. It just made it easier to remember.
Made it easier?
It did. This is Division II. That's 1AA. That's 1A. You want to do a 2D or a 2E? That's fine with me. That's fine.
Right.
So this is a different victory formation than you saw 35 years ago. This is what they do. It comes out of the pistol or the shotgun.
Yeah, number 6 back, Mr. Steve Whipple, who was one of our starting quarterbacks when I was here, would have actually not been in the pistol or shotgun. He would have been right up under center taking a snap from me.
So the Dragons win it 42-28. So before Steve Lockway joins Alexis Don, this victory here today, sum it up in the grand scheme of things.
A complete bounce back, and just like the coach wanted them to do, was put last week's loss, put it out the back, don't even think about it again. Move forward, do the things that they do them well. That's run the ball, play balanced, play with tempo, and they did it today on both sides of the ball, offense and defense.
Yeah, we're going to take a look at some final stats when they become available, but this is just a first half that was dominated by the Dragons, and then they eventually finish this game off and get this victory here today by the final score of 42-28. to 28. And as advertised, our Alexis Kennedy is with Steve Lockway.
Hi, Coach. Coming from that rough UMD game last week, what did you do this week to refocus for this Northern State team?
Well, we just forgot about last week, and we took a few lessons that we needed to, moved on. That was important, and I think our guys understood how they started this game was important. I thought we started great, and we just finished her off at the end.
A pretty decent day for Jacob Sinani. What can you say about his growth at that quarterback position?
Well, I thought he settled in nicely. The first drive or two was a little bit shaky, and then you saw him find his rhythm, made plays throwing, made plays running, spread the ball around, exactly what we needed to do to be successful.
Thank you. Good luck.
Alexis, thank you very much. Thank you to Steve Lockway.
Thanks, Steve.
Let's take a break. When we come back, we'll wrap this thing up. You're watching live coverage of Dragons football on WDAY Extra.
Sinani finished the game 23-30.
Prosperity is today's investment in tomorrow's promise. The promise of a better way of life. With every act of kindness, every act of creation, and with every act of love, we strengthen our community. And when we stand together as a community, we accomplish the impossible. We can choose to pass through life, or we can choose to pass on a better way of life.
Libby here
It's
with
at
another
2:30.
lesson.
Okay, gotta make a list. Hey cable bill, research car insurance rates, get groceries. And my student loan payment is due next week.
You look stressed. If you're worried about money, try riding Matt's bus.
There is a bus stop pretty close to my job. I could give it a try.
Awesome. More conditioner?
Thanks a lot.
He learned his lesson. Join us and take the challenge to ride green.
Heading to Fargo Moorhead to get away and have a little fun? Book your room at the highly rated Microtel Inn and Suites. It's conveniently located just off 8th Street and I-94. Clean rooms and all the amenities you need to relax and recharge after a fun day out. Plus, when you wake up, you can enjoy a free hot breakfast. What are you waiting for? Book your room today at the Microtel Inn and Suites in Moorhead. Call 218-284-4022 or visit microtelmoorhead.com.
Dragons win 42-28. Let's take a look at our second half highlights presented by Midco. Remember, it was 35-7 at the half. So what did the Dragons do? They got right back on their horse. This is Sinani to Richter. I have a feeling we're going to hear this for some time to come. It capped off a 3-play, 24-yard job. It was 42-7, but then give Northern State credit. A Tom Dosh squad is not going to lay down and die easily. Dakota Larson, an 8-yard touchdown run, his second touchdown today. Then Hunter Troutman to the air. He hit Jacob Strite. That made it 42-21. The Northern State about to make a game of this. Troutman throws and DeAndre Taylor. Gorgeous interception in the end zone. His second this season. Troutman would also hit Dakota Larson. Here, excuse me, I'm getting into the end zone for a third time today. A bright spot for Northern State, but the Wolves fall by the final score of 42-28. The Dragons racked up 456 yards of total offense, 218 on the ground, led by Zach Simons, 14 carries, 84 yards, a couple touchdowns. Jacob Sinani, 8 carries, 62 yards, but maybe Jacob Sinani through the air was the story today.
Well, I think it was. No interceptions. And the pinpoint accuracy that he had. Yes, 23 of 36, 13 incompletions. About 4 or 5 of those, 6 of those hit hands and body. But he was spot on. No turnovers. Big thing today.
A fumble, but no interceptions.
No
The Dragons
interceptions,
have
right.
Still not thrown an interception this season. Let's take a look at our electrifying play of the game. So many to choose from, but we're going to go back to the second quarter. It's going to be Jacob Sinani. Let's throw out the Zach Sweep. We know he can run. He can also catch, and he can also jump. Zach Sweep, his first career touchdown. That made it 28-7. That's our electrifying play of the game, presented by Moorhead Public Service, who reminds you to make sure that your attic is tightly sealed and well insulated. For more energy-saving tips, log on to brightenergysolutions.com. Saving energy, saving money. We rejoin you one more time up here in the steamy broadcast booth. He's Don Groth. I'm Steve DeStatio. I give you the final word before we go down to Texas for UND football.
Just like Coach Lockway said, they put last week to bed. out the back door, whatever you want to call it, left it out on the road, came here, did the job that they needed to do to get another win. And now it's win, win, win. Every week, you got to win. That's it. They did it. They did it this week. They're going to do it again next week. They just have to keep confidence building.
Go socialize along with all other Dragon former players and fans. Go on down to the Brutus Brickhouse. 100 seasons of Dragons football is going on right now, as well as 50 seasons of Dragons volleyball. Remember, I'm in Mary next week in Bismarck from the Bismarck Community Bowl. That's a 6 o'clock audio-only webcast. And then the Dragons are in Fayette, Iowa. Don, you'll rejoin me 3 weeks from today as the #1 team in the country, Minnesota State Mankato, visits Alex Nemzik Stadium. Alex Nelson has been our director. John Webking and his daughter Nora are our producers. For Don Groth, this is Steve DeStacia, our entire talented student-run squad. This is Steve DeStacia saying so long from Shields Field at Alex Nemzik Stadium. Once again, your final score, the Dragons 42, Northern State 28.